Hey, welcome. Good to see you. I'm still getting situated here, but I already have my S30 outside taking images of M81 and M82. Looks okay. Nothing too fancy happening tonight. Hey, Beverly. Good to see you. All right. Yeah, I only have my one setup tonight. The clouds literally just cleared up maybe half an hour ago, and it's too cold for me to go set up anything else. So I have my iPad on the left and Stellarium on the right. Figure we can look at this for a little bit and then we can vote and look around because I have no goals on data collection tonight. I wish I could look at Orion. I went outside and it is blocked by the tree that I always complain about. But I can look a little bit left, like this way. I can also enable some more catalogs. There we go. Let's select all of them, see what's around here. There we go. SM44. Prosepi. The Tree of Despair. Yeah. Sad. It's really sad. I almost didn't want to go live because I already did one earlier today. But I figure I have some time. I know Beverly, you had some issues with batteries, but are you doing anything now, or Sybil, are you doing anything now? Yeah, casual. Friday night is the best time to hang out. Yeah, it's still charging. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but it's I can definitely relate. No, it needed to be in caps. Nice. I almost like I know the Black Friday sales aren't really real, but Costco has a sale on the 2,000 watt hour Jackery. I almost bought it, but it's $1,000, and I was trying to justify it to myself. I was like, yeah, I could use it. I'll definitely use it, and I think I will use it, but I don't think I need 2,000 watt hours of stuff. Yeah, I have two right now: a 300 watt hour and a 240 watt hour. My 240 is old. The 300 one is a couple years old, and it works pretty well. Oh yeah, the Jackery 500 is like both of mine combined. I think it'll last you a while. I really like both of my Jackeries. In the in like the spring and fall months, they last all night. In the summertime, depends on how much the cooler is going, and in the wintertime, depends on how cold it is. I guess the battery isn't as efficient, but I really like mine. I think you'll like yours too. Oh yeah, the DC outputs. Yeah, those are interesting. Yeah, the Jackeries you can do AC power or a car charger. Basically, what I use. I'm pulling up the Jackery on Costco. I'm not gonna get it, but it's so tempting. It has a 500-watt solar panel. What? Yeah, there are a lot of knockoff Jackeries. They all seem pretty good. They probably have like lower life expectancy, but you know, can't complain. I was trying to justify myself buying this. I'm like, maybe if my power goes out, but I'm not gonna spend $1,000 on this. Northwest. Ooh, the Heart and Soul Nebula are. Oh, they're on the wrong side. Wait. Oh yeah, they're on the wrong side of Polaris, so they're gonna be hidden by my neighbor's backyard or my their house. It's okay. That's Polaris though. I might be able to see it. So we can try and have a vote on like if you want to see something else. I have access to like this part of the sky. Look at all these dark nebula that I can't see from my backyard. The Fossil Footprint Nebula is pretty interesting. I imaged it for like 8 hours over the summer, and I have not processed it. When they have this thing, this is the it's like a reflection nebula, but this whole thing is a planetary nebula. Pretty interesting. We're here right now. Get to processing. I should process it. Let me find that data. What was the NGC number? I already forgot. $14.91. Let's see if I can find it. Yep, I found it. This is what one image looks like. Just a auto stretched image in ASI Studio. Hey, David. Oh, nice. Yeah. Are you enjoying your SV241? I know last time we talked, you said you just got it. Hey, Cosmic Ray. Yeah, that's the power box I reviewed like a week ago. There's the pro version and the non-pro version. The benefits of something like that, uh, better cable management because it's all you can mount it onto your telescope onto like a shoe finder. You can also with the pro version you also have control over the ports, so it's a lot better for like remote setups where if you need to restart something, you don't have to physically plug it in, plug it back in, plug it out, and plug it back in. You can use a button, and it'll restart for you. But I guess you have the ASI Air camera combo, right? I think the regular Air has like a power box built in. Hey, Mark. Yes, it's really cold and windy and partly cloudy. If you're getting clouds, I mean, so I'm getting clouds soon. I only set up because I noticed it was starting to get clear when I was taking out the trash. But I had no plans on setting up tonight. Yeah, it's Beverly. It's a pretty short video if you wanna take a look at like some of the features it has. It's definitely interesting. It's SV Bony, so it's like a budget product. It's like $150, I think, or $170 compared to like the Pegasus Power Box, which are some of the higher end ones, which is like $360, I believe. So like if I were to send something to Starfront, I'd definitely send it with the power box like that so that I can restart stuff. I did find my fossil footprint nebula files. Maybe I can do a quick demo of my script in Cyril. You can see how it works. If there's any interest, I think I'll do a poll. Why not? That's a thing I can do. Let's see. follow-up question for anyone who voted no. What would you like to see? So we're looking at M81 and M82. I can point it to something else soon. Like I said, I don't have any requirements on what I'm imaging tonight. What is this, M13? No. Intergalactic Tramp, C25. It's right next to Jupiter. Is my S30 equatorial? No, it's in alt-az mode. And it does have the new firmware, but I'm not doing equatorial. And that's because I wanted to just get set up as soon as I could because it is super cold and windy outside, so I just dropped it off, mostly leveled, and ran back inside. What's the longest exposure time the Seestar has? I think it does. Doesn't it do 60 seconds if it's on equatorial mode? I think that's what it is. Pleiades, I can't see that part of the sky from where I am, unfortunately. Yeah, so like anything, like this is like the cutoff line, so I can't even see the Orion Nebula, which is sad. But I can see Jupiter, so I think I can see like stuff like here. We can try it. I could try the Rosette. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, go up there. I'll have access to the entire sky. But let's see. I'll try and point it to the Rosette. See if it's visible. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, like between you and me, Mark, we have like most of the sky. The object selection and new firmware expanded. Cool. That's great. Yeah, they have some more. Oh, look at that. So it hasn't made the tree yet, so we can see the Rosette Nebula for a little bit, which is good. I think this is the center of the Rosette Nebula. I can see the cluster there. But I'll let it take stuff anyway. And then the poll is 60% to 40% that you do want to see serial stacking, but 40% don't. Again, my follow-up question to 40% of you is, what do you want to see? Oh, okay. They like this adjusted. The cluster in the middle of the Rosette moved over. Cool. That's great. Let's see how much data I can get on this. I keep clicking on the screen, but I can't. I have to click on my iPad. I keep forgetting. Stars are a little weird, but I think it'll start correcting. The center looks okay. No, I don't want to add noise. Okay. All right, I'll try and make everyone happy. So I won't. I'll start getting my serial script ready for demoing, but I won't do anything at the moment. One of the first nebulae you've ever imaged. Oh yeah, the Rosette. Yeah, this is a really nice one. Yeah, the Rosette is a great crowd pleaser. Great for beginners. Oh yeah, you should definitely do it. Yeah, I think I remember your cell phone image of Rosette, which was again always impressive. Hey Matthew, welcome from Oregon. Oh man, yeah. I know we complain about clouds here. I'm sure it's probably a little bit worse in the Northwest. It's like worse everywhere except for New Mexico and Arizona. I'm gonna close the poll. There's eight votes, so 62% said they want to see it. So I am going to close the poll. Thank you for voting. And I'm going to pull up Cyril. So while this is stacking, I'm going to pull up Cyril in this window. Oh yeah, I'm sure the humidity, yeah. The humidity here is terrible too. Always need a dew heater. Alright, got Cyril here. Let's see, it's probably not that visible. Hold on, let me change the display setting. There you go. That should help. There you go. Has anyone used any of my scripts? Just curious. I know a lot of people have been using them, especially on Facebook. I try to check the various Facebook groups every once in a while just to try and help people. But anyways, this is a pretty basic. Yay, Beverly. Yeah, I know. That's good. I knew at least there would be one person. But I don't know if you've seen this one. You used my Smart Scope one, I think. So this is the OSC image preprocessor. This will tackle everything else, basically. And this is like a file selector kind of thing. So I loaded all of my frames already. I have 2 sessions here of the Fossil Footprint Nebula that I just created in a new working directory. That working directory has nothing in it. And I could add more lights if I wanted to by clicking on Add Lights. I get a file explorer and I can add stuff. So I added my lights, darks, flats, and biases to both of these sessions. And I also clicked on Save Presets because if I accidentally close this, I can open it back up and then it'll load everything. Hey SoCal guys, welcome. And in my processing tab here, I'm going to be doing a background extraction, going to enable drizzling. My filter roundness, I need to add a couple more filters before I release the next version. It is going to include everything, so it's going to be 3 sigma. I'll disable feathering because it'll take some resources, and I don't think I need it because this is not a mosaic. I'll clean up intermediate files, which will save space, and then it'll process the sessions separately if I want to stack them myself later on, and it'll also create a final stack. This is pretty simple, and it uses Cyril's stacking algorithms, so it's going to be pretty fast. I won't say super fast. I'm going to click on process, and you can see Cyril doing work on the side here. And I'll open up my Explorer. And in the Explorer, I have a couple of new folders. So it created masters for my flats, biases, and darks for session 1. It'll do the same for session 2. I need to figure out a good way to attach calibration frames to multiple sessions. AstroPixel Processor does it now, so I'll probably try and use their architecture. And it also it collects all the lights here, so it'll stack everything in one go instead of doing it session by session. And I think I need to I know how to do it. I figured it out. I just need to implement a way to do paneled mosaics instead of a collected lights mosaics. And let's see, is it still running? It's still running. So now I was doing a for the first. It's way faster than PixInsight, although I love PixInsight. Alright, so that looks like the first session is done, so now it's in the second session. So if I go back here, the individual stack, you'll see that the first session has been created. It stacked 21 frames, 300 seconds. I believe I had 24, so 3 got rejected. No problemo. And then I'll give this a second. I'll check up on Rosette. Rosette still looks pretty good. It's getting better and better. It is stacked the second one as well, or it is stacking the second one. So if I look here, I'll see a second session show up any second now. I'll just leave it open here. There you go. Second session showed up. So it did these separately, so I have access to both of these if I wanted to. So I can open this in Fits Viewer. Actually, it's gonna look weird when I do. Never mind. I can't show this at the moment. And because I did clean up files, it did delete the session files in here. It'll eventually delete this folder as well. And now it's stacking all of the images, all of the collected lights in one go. So this is doing a third stack of everything together. And mathematically, it's better to average out everything than to stack stacks. But sometimes stacking stacks is necessary. Oh yeah, I did want to check how many frames the second stack. So the second stack, 32. I think I had 34 or 35. So not bad. You know, it got most of the frames. Some of them are probably not great. And that's the normalization step. And I did do drizzling, so it is doing a drizzle stack. and now it's doing a rejection stacking. So it's almost done. If this was weighted batch pre-processing in PixInsight, we would probably still be on step 1. Maybe step 2. Debayering is pretty quick. There you go, and that's done. And it ended up stacking a total of 54 frames, so that sounds about right. So now if I do an auto stretch, look at that. That looks pretty good. Right, 54 frames, 300 seconds each, whatever the math turns out to be. And that didn't take long, right? This is 12:46 a.m. now, and I started it at 12:41. 12:41. So it took 5 minutes to stack 54 frames with full drizzle. I did 1x drizzle, not 2x drizzle, and this looks pretty good. I could process this in Serial a little bit. I'm more comfortable with PixInsight, so I'm gonna put up a new poll, see if anybody wants to see me try and process this in PixInsight. Let's see. I'm just gonna do count. Yeah, it's at 34 frames in session 2 and 24 in session 1. So 56. So this stacked 54. So okay. So it only rejected 2 frames in total. So not bad at all, I think, if I say so. All right. I'll close this. Open up a new poll. Alrighty. Poll has started. Oh yeah, live stacking is magical. Look how good this thing looks. We went away for a few minutes. Denoise in S30 is probably just as good as what. This isn't actually denoising anything, so I could do AI denoise, and we can see what it looks like. So I clicked the AI denoise. So we'll see what that looks like. Do I like it? I don't know. I can make it brighter. It's really smooth, so it's not bad actually. So I guess it's worth saving. Brighten it all the way. That looks pretty good, right? For I don't even remember how long this is. 10 minutes. Hey Dan. It's okay. I've been called worse. I've been typoed worse. So not bad. Okay, I'll get out of this. Yeah, it was about 10 minutes. So not bad, I think. Did that download? Is this the? Yeah, I guess this is the noise reduction version. Not bad. This is Andromeda from the start party at the Harvard College Observatory last week. This was a hit. I talked to so many people about this. I joked that I should have had a QR code with my referral link to buy a Seestar because so many people asked about it. Yeah, I've definitely been called worse, auto-corrected worse. Oh, Oh, nice M42. Yeah, I was complaining that earlier that M42 is so close to the Rosette, but it's behind a tree for me right now. So Rosette is probably gonna start going behind a tree too at some point. Oh, nice with the Seestar Alp. Yeah, me too. Gotta make them feel not bad about calling you something bad or calling you the wrong thing, even though deep down it really hurts. I am joking. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, I'm terrible at remembering names too. I'm really good with faces. I can recognize a face in like half a second, but I have a really hard time remembering names. My wife is really good at remembering names, so together we're a good team. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. We have built-in facial recognition. All right. So 75% of people do want to see some processing in PixInsight. I'll try to make it quick because a couple of people don't want to see it. Ooh, 67% want to see it now, not 80. Another person voted no. So a follow-up question for everybody who voted no. What do you want to see instead? Well, your husband is lucky to have you. I'm lucky my wife remembers names. Helps so much in social settings. Otherwise, I'd be referring to everybody as "Hey, buddy," "Hey, you." Well, you can tell him he has confirmation now from somebody on the internet. Yeah, she's really awesome. Super supportive. Um, and okay, so I'm gonna end the poll while the yeses are ahead, and I'm gonna pull up PixInsight, and I'm going to bring up this stack. I'll open it here. It'll be super duper not a lot of work. I'm going to make a video on Affinity. I'm learning Affinity now, so I'm trying to get used to it, get a little bit more comfortable with it before I start teaching it. But I do want to get into Affinity. How do you get the toolbar off the screen? Which toolbar? Zidrig. And how have your smart telescope script development been going? Oh, it's good. Yeah, I have a new version coming out soon, version 2.0.1. It's already in the Cyril developer's hand to review. It'll have. I can give you. I'll pull it up right now really quickly just to show you what it has. So it's going to get rid of feathering. It's going to do some more automated stuff. Um, Let me see. Hold on. I gotta pick a test folder so that it opens up. Okay, so yeah, so this is going to be 201. So hopefully they review it over the weekend. So this script is now going to be forcing local Gaia. People are using online Gaia, and Gaia keeps going down, and my script keeps getting blamed for it. You know, that it can't do SVCC, it can't do plate solving. So local Gaia is now mandatory for mosaics. It also has full support of 5 telescopes now, from S30, S50, Dwarf 3, 2, and Origin. I'll probably add Dwarf Mini on here. Haven't gotten any data for that, but it shouldn't be too hard. You can also do batching on all operating systems now. The black frames bug check is now optional. No more feathering, so it'll automatically feather, and it also does normalization between panels. So if you see like weirdness, you can actually like bring the max files per batch down to like 100, and then if you have 5,000 files, it'll do batches. It'll do 50 batches. It might be a lot, but something to play with. I'll make video on this really soon, and also filters, some more filters that are now going to be accessible to people. So, all right. I'm gonna do a quick run through of what normally do in PixInsight with the fossil footprint. So I'm gonna do a dynamic crop. So I already have like a lot of these set. I'm gonna get rid of the astrometric solution. This star has terrible halos. Jeebus. Okay. I need to get that 3 nanometer SV Boni filter. I never knew your script used online Gaia. Oh, so if you have local Gaia, it'll use local Gaia. But if you don't have local, it'll call the online Gaia. So if you have local, you don't have to worry about it. It's just that a lot of people haven't been downloading it, and then they get into issues saying, hey, can't connect to Gaia. Well, yeah, you need to download it. All right, got this. Let's see, I'm going to do a DBE. Actually do just the edges. Great. And then I'm going to just remove the stars super quick with Star Exterminator. Yeah, if you have local Gaia, no need to worry. It's the people who use online Gaia. They're going to wonder why. Oops, high GPU load. Yeah, they're going to wonder why the things aren't doing mosaics anymore. It'll still work, but it'll do a local or a global star alignment. So no longer mosaics. It'll just cut down to a reference frame. PixInsight is frozen. I may be working my computer a little too hard here. Oh, looking here, I'm pretty sure this is hitting a tree right now. You can see it getting darker here. All right, so I guess I'll let PixInsight wake up if it can, and then we'll point this somewhere else. If I look here, if I look at the individual frames. Yeah, look at that. Tree branches. Stupid tree. Okay. All right, I'll stop this, and then let's find another target. I used to love trees too. Just the Cone Nebula. I could probably hit the Cone Nebula for like a few minutes, but it's so close to the Rosette, it's gonna be gone pretty quickly, and it's not as bright. So, could look at Jupiter. We could look at Proserpine M44. Sure, let's do it. Oh no, PixInsight is having problems. M44? Isn't that M44? Beehive? M44, yeah. What did I say? Did I say M35? I meant M44. Yeah. Exactly. I think I need to close out my NVIDIA broadcast to see if that wakes up my PixInsight. Oh yeah, it's having trouble. Usually PixInsight, the Exterminator tools takes me seconds. Okay, I'll let it keep going while we look at stuff. Oh no, what's happening? Like the cluster to look at after. Okay, cool. This is interesting. It's like not tracking well. How do I get the toolbars off the screen? Like you're talking about this app, like these toolbars? Don't know if I understand. Well, you can do. I think you can do like full screen. Okay, stacking failed. So if you do like full screen mode, they go away. So it's the top, the buttons on this side. If I put my mouse here, it goes away. But it's the little dot right here, and then you get access to the full screen mode, and then you can turn that off, and then those come back. Gear schlop, indeed. It is not doing well with M44. Just gonna try it again. It's a little bit off. Let's see if that helps. Oh, if you move it to the left, interesting. I usually move it to the right instinctively. I should try the left. Let's see in 10 seconds. Wait, it already stacked 20 seconds. Waiting for this to turn to 30. When you mirror mine, the toolbars stay on the screen on the photo itself. Yours are off it. Oh, interesting. I don't know. I think I would need to see like a screenshot. I'm having a little bit of a hard time picturing what you're doing. So if you're not on our Discord, you can join the Discord. I'll put an invite link in the description. If you join, you can share your stuff there, and I can take a look. Oh, maybe I should not be running PixInsight. My computer's super slow right now. Oh, when you move it right, left joystick, it has bad backlash. Oh, interesting. Well, I didn't use the joystick at all. I just used the thing. Also, this is also not stacking. So this is interesting. It's stuck at 20 seconds. So I'm going to try it again. Restart. There's a Discord server. Happy to have new people there. Let's take a look at PixInsight. Wow, okay. So I think I want to stop this. It is stuck at 13%. This does not take this long for me, normally. Woof, 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 woof. Right, let's try it one more time. Now that I have my camera turned off. Not that I was on camera. I don't think I'll be able to do a full demo of PixInsight because the exterminator tools aren't working. Oh, yep. Okay, PixInsight has frozen, so I'll close that out. Oh, look at this! It's not working. Wow, I'm dealing with two technical issues at the same time. All right, I'm gonna do your thing. I'm gonna go. Wait, you go left? I guess that this would be going left. Yeah. Okay, let's switch. All right, I'll deal with one thing at a time. Alright, Dan, I think you fixed my problem. Go left. That's the trick. So now it's stacking. Woohoo. I don't usually get that problem. But interesting. Okay. Fixed one problem. Let's turn PixInsight back on. Thank you, Dan. Oops, stack failed. Huh. It's still not really working. Well, doesn't look like, looks like my Seestar doesn't like M44. Maybe I'll switch to something else. If I get one more stacked failed message, or if it doesn't go up to 30 seconds. Interesting. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Yeah, stack failed. Weird. Super weird. Okay. No M44 tonight. Let's switch to something else. Oh, Hercules. So, can I see M13? Oh, below the horizon. That doesn't sound right. I am not in EQ mode. This is Alt-Az. Huh, interesting. It thinks... Where does it think I am? Nah, something's definitely up with this. I'm gonna set it to caster and see if I can maybe reset it. Let it plate solve or something. Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't want to do the compass because I don't want to go outside, but I should be able to look at the level. I'll just point it to caster and see what happens there. In the meantime, while that's happening, let's see if my PixInsight issues are solved. Yes. DBE. Hey, Sundog. Welcome. Okay, STF again. All right. Moment of truth. Let's see if StarX will do things, or it could be that because I'm live streaming, PixInsight isn't able to use my GPU fully. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. Oh no, it's working. There we go. There we go. This is how fast it's supposed to move. Awesome. Yeah. How do you like the S30? I really like mine. All right, so there we go. This is my stars. Oh, cool. You have an EQ mount. Cool. That's awesome. I haven't used my Seestar in EQ mode in a while because it's been mostly an outreach tool for me. All right. All right. So I'm going to yeah, the AI denoise is. I'm just gonna name this the stars. I'm just gonna leave this as is. So this is my starless version. Looks pretty good. Pretty good. This is a dual narrowband object, so I'm going to use this tool called DB extract, and I can extract the HA and O3 out of that. Alright, so now I can stretch these. So you can see the HA signal looks pretty good. O3 is going to be weak. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alright, so what do I do next here? Play a little bit of denoise. Let's see what that looks like. While that's going, I'll show you that on my other screen I am doing calibration, a horizontal calibration with the Seestar, so hopefully that helps. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to do one for the O3 as well. Just doing a little bit of noise X, keeping everything as default. Great. So we can look at like the before and after. This is the center of the. So this is before and after. Right. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. There's another nebula over there. And I guess I can do a little bit of blur X. I don't need to do this. And I'm going to do a tiny bit here to sharpen some of the structure here. Yeah, so, and then I usually go back and forth to make sure, you know, since it is using some AI models, it doesn't create stuff and it just sharpens. And I think that looks pretty good. It's not creating stuff. Okay. It's going to have less of an effect on the O3, but I'll do it there anyway. Oh, cool. You got the second gen Edu Snap. Cool. Okay, this is the O3. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Okay. Did that create stuff? I don't know. This is the kind of stuff that I spend like hours just going back and forth on. Okay. And then the next thing to do would be to combine these. I usually use 4ax as another script. And then my HA is going to be HA, my O3 is going to be O3. And it creates a really nice 4ax palette, which actually, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to stretch this stuff because 4ax requires you to stretch the images. Yeah, there you go. Expect stretched starless images. Okay, cool. So I'm just going to stretch both of these with GHS really quickly, which is generalized hyperbolic stretch. Oops. And while that's happening, I'm just going to quickly shoot over here. That this is stacking now, so the horizontal calibration, forcing it to do that helped. So great, awesome. All right, so let's click here, send that to SP. And I'm not spending a lot of time on this, is because I could spend a lot of time on this. All right, and I'm going to switch to linear mode so that I adjust my black points a little bit. Okay, that's good enough. And then I have my symmetry point there. Look at that. This is the H alpha. It's looking kind of nice, I think. And then I'll do one more linear stretch there. I could definitely do better if I spend a while on this. All right, now I'm going to do the O3. Go back to linear, set my black point, make sure I don't clip. The one thing that I enjoy with Serial is that it actually gives you a clipping percentage as you move the GHS. I wish PixInsight did that, but it does not. There's the blue. And then reset, and then I think a little bit of a linear black point stretch. Okay. So now I have my stretched HA and stretched O3. There's a little bit of noise. And I'm going to rerun 4x on that. This object is called the Fossil Footprint Nebula, NGC 1491. So HA and O3. Alright, there we go. This is the 4x palette. And then I actually have, I'm using Bill Blanchen's HO normalization pixel math here to change up the color a little bit. Does that look okay? I don't know. I can also do, instead of this, I can also just do narrowband normalization myself, which is here. There you go. This is, you can see what the different things look like. We can do an SHO palette. It looks ugly. HSO looks kind of okay. And HOS looks, I can't tell the difference. And looking at this, I think I blew out the core a little bit, but it's okay. I'll do the H. Any thoughts on either HOO or HSO? HSO is more red. HOO is more yellow. I don't have any sulfur, so I should probably stick with HOO. I can do an O3 boost. There you go. I can see it makes the oxygen go up. You like HSO? Let's see. Yeah, I think since I'm not using any sulfur, I think it doesn't use the S part at all. So it actually just becomes HO. So you can see the blue is not really popping here. So I think I might just stick with HOO. I can adjust the colors. I'll show you how I do that. Yeah, the HSO does look pretty good, but I need to be like Dave and get myself one of the dual narrowband S2O3 filters and collect some sulfur data. But I'll show you how this is like double HOO palette. Okay, I can close that. Okay, so this is what it looks like now. Looks interesting. For oxygen, you like the blue-green color. Yeah. So whatever makes hydrogen a magenta color and sulfur yellow color, as that would be the most realistic to our perception. Sulfur is more red than hydrogen, right? It wouldn't be yellow. Where in the sky is this nebula? It is in the north. So I'll search for it here. Right there. It's in Perseus. Directly under Capella. Hey, Dallas. Let's quickly look at... All right, here we go. This is M44 stacking. Great. Awesome. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm thinking whether or not I should do a little bit of noise X just to smooth things out a little bit. What mag is this? This is mag. I don't know. This is an H2 region, so it definitely needs narrowband filters to see it. It's fairly faint, I think. Okay, so if I go back and forth, there you go. I just cleaned up the noise just a little bit. Okay, so now I can actually change the colors or play with the colors, and I like using selective color correction, which is another script. This is by Jürgen Terpe. I really like the script. And here I can, if it's looking at red, so there's like a bunch of red there, so I can actually bring up just the luminance of the red, see what that looks like. It makes things a little bit brighter. I can play with the saturation. And since Beverly liked the red, I can boost the red a little bit. You can see it looks more orange. There you go. How does that look? That looks too much. I can play with it some more. Yeah. And then contrast. I like playing with contrast. I like going like all the way to see what the heck it looks like. And then all the way down to see what the heck it looks like. Less like the gates of hell. It's a really good thing, huh? Maybe a little bit of contrast. Makes the dark areas pop a little bit. 12%. There we go. And then I apply. And then I reset. And then now I can address some of the other colors. So I can do blue. And then I can do show mask. So it'll show me exactly what it's pointing at. So like those things. This is star halo. I wish I could unselect that. But whatever. And I can make this really blue. I think if I turn down the yellow, it'll turn more blue. Yeah, this gets super blue. This is gonna look ugly. Mag 11.3. Cool. That's good to know. Sure, whatever. I'm just demoing here. I don't think this is going to be my final product anyway. Or maybe it will be. I'm lazy with processing. Who knows? Let's target our yellow. There's going to be a lot of yellow here. And then we can turn that a little bit more red. Look at that. It looks a little bit more orangey. Turn up the luminance. Turn up the saturation. Yeah, I don't want to do too much, I don't want to make it look too crazy. But you can see how I can manipulate the colors with just these sliders. Yellow, I can turn down the blue. Okay. I'm just going to keep it at this. I can actually play with this tool for like 2 hours and still not be done with it. Okay. All right, and then I can now play with the curves. Just a little bit. Cool. Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, it's still pretty high in the sky. I don't want to do too much curves. I want to just get rid of this thing, which I'll probably blast out later. But anyways, this looks kind of nice, I think. And I think I can do another, like, some more aggressive noise reduction here to make it look a little bit smoother. And let's take a peek at the S30. Looks pretty good. Is that too much? So this is before. Look at all that noise, and then after, kind of like magic. Look at that. Not bad. Yeah, I remember all of your Persepi photos. Okay, I think this is done. Any thoughts on how the fossil footprint? I guess it does look like a footprint. Look at this. This is the fingers here. This is the palm part. Cool. I think I made it a little too smooth. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be my final product anyway. So, alright, so I'm done with this. Now I'm going to tackle the stars. And for this, I am going to use SETI Astro's NB to RGB star combination. This like assigns some like random colors to the stars to make them look RGB. And my OSC image is going to be stars. I'll do a show preview. Looks pretty good. I think I'll just stretch it a little bit more, and then some saturation. Okay, I think that's good enough. Alrighty, I got my stars stretched, I got my 4x stretch, and now I'm going to use image blend to put everything together. Sundog, you said when you take some images, they look like they are made up of very tiny dots. Why is that? I don't think I know what you mean. Are you talking about stars, or is it like noise? Very orange. The background is very orange. Ugh, okay. Hold on. I know I said I was done with this. Just want to correct it a little bit. I could do some masking around this and make the background a little bit darker, but not for a live stream. Maybe if I turn this into an actual edited video, I'll look at it. Okay, whatever. I think this looks okay. Okay, now I can go back to 4x, or sorry, image blend. In a nebula, instead of being smooth, it's made of tiny dots of color. Interesting. That looks like, sounds like maybe noise or like your sensor. It's hard to tell without looking at it. I'm just gonna keep everything like that, and then click on this, and I am done. There we go. So we went from this, so this is the stacked version, to that. What do y'all think? Is that due to not long enough exposure? It's really hard to tell. Like how long are your exposures? It could be because of that. It could be the sensor noise. Again, it's really hard to tell without looking at it. Feel free to send it to me on Discord. I'm happy to take a look. Thank you, Beverly. I was fishing for some compliments. I want to save the project. I don't know if I'm fully happy with the color, so I'll probably redo it at some point. But I think for now, I've had this data for 3.5 months now. It's good that it got processed. Oh no, what happened? Yeah, it looks like the core is too bright. Yeah, I mentioned that earlier that I think I over GHS'd it. So this definitely deserves a reprocess at some point. How do you separate the nebula from the starry background? So you can use, there's two main plugins nowadays. So in my demo here, I used Star Exterminator, which is a plugin in PixInsight. It also exists for Photoshop, but you can also use something called StarNet++, which is available as a standalone app. It also works with Cyril, and it's free. Star Exterminator is not. This is still saving. I'll zoom into the core once this lets me, and we can take a closer look at it. I definitely didn't do the muting of the core during GHS well enough. Yeah, Sundog, if you go back in the stream like another, I think like 30 minutes or so, you'll see me use Star Exterminator to remove the stars here. Yeah, so this thing, I wonder if I can use, so I can probably, there is the multi-scale, not the multi-scale, what am I thinking of? The HDR multi-scale transform, which will probably help me make the core a little bit better. It'll dim everything else too, but we can take a look at this tool. Adam Block has a really nice video on this, by the way. There you go. It makes the core a little bit better, but I don't know what the heck this is. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. That messes things up. Yeah, so yeah, definitely need to redo GHS on this on my next redo, but I think as a point to show, this is, it's like just a proof of concept or a quick demo in a live stream showing the processes going from stacking in Cyril all the way to, yeah, this gets messed up. So I'll have to redo the GHS later on. But there are tools we can use. Anyways, we can go back to the Seestar. So I think this is a productive live stream. I showed everyone Cyril and my script and some of my process in PixInsight. And we looked at M44 for 10 minutes, more than enough time. We can switch to something else. Oh, we got Mizar and Alcor. So we have is M51 up. Should be around here. Is that it? SM101. Man. Yes, like it's right there. I knew it was somewhere over there. Okay. Let's switch to M51. It is Friday night, but I'm probably gonna plan to hop off in about 25 minutes. I have to wake up in the morning to get my son. My wife's a little under the weather, so I'm gonna get him in the morning. But it's been really fun hanging out with everyone. I really appreciate everyone spending some of their Friday night with me. Thanks, Beverly. Yeah, always good to see you and others on here. I'm glad I did it. I felt that I didn't talk enough in the SV Boney live stream earlier. Okay, so I can't see M51. This is my neighbor's house. Okay, so let's close it. Let's turn that off. Okay. So I thought it was high enough. It almost is. You can see the stars right here. It's almost out of there, but it's not yet. So close. So close. Okay. Let's see what else we can look at. Don't want to point it to zenith, because I always have issues there. What did I see here? I'm going to look in Stellarium for something. If anyone has any objects you want me to look up, let me know. I'll see if I have access to it from my yard. The Little Pinwheel Galaxy, definitely not going to be able to see that. Ooh, Tiger's Eye Galaxy. This is a nice one. Is it high enough? Dubé, yeah, it's going to be high enough. Okay. NDC 2841. I need to reshoot Tiger's Eye Galaxy. I shot it maybe like 4 or 5 years ago with an old Acromat, and I've always meant to revisit it, but I never did. But I'm going to this year. This is a nice one. This has a, yeah, it looks like that. It's like a nice spiral galaxy. And I think, yeah, even with my even with a 140 apo, it's kind of small. I think I'll be able to get a nice view with my 91F, so I might try that if the weather ever lets me again. There's also the Croc's Eye Galaxy, which is M94, which is another one. This is a really interesting one. If you're in dark enough skies, you can see the little halo ring around it. This, faint galaxy around that galaxy, which is really interesting. I got it once with the S50, I think, from a darker area, but it's really hard to get. But the dust lanes are beautiful. And then there is this thing, which is the Sunflower Galaxy, which also looks really nice. There it is. Yeah, Sunflower Galaxy looks really nice. Lots of dark dust lanes here. These are all really small for all the telescopes I have. That's why I've been eyeing a larger triplet. I have the SV or the Ascar 140 Apo here, but that might be a little bit too big for me right now. I can dream though. NGC 3718. Where's that one? This is, yeah. Ooh, this is a really nice galaxy. Yeah, I don't know if I can try for it. Let's see. I think my thing is having issues again, going from one object to another. Yeah, I don't know what the Seestar is doing this. So it looked great with the 140. I really want the 140. Okay, now it's stacking. Okay, so I'll just keep it on this for a little while, maybe another 10 minutes, and then we can switch over to NGC 3718 if I have a little bit more time left. Good suggestion. Thanks, Sundog. Thanks. I'm glad. Tiny galaxy. I guess I'll leave this on this for like 10 minutes and then switch over to the galaxy that you suggested. Yeah, tiny objects are not very good, but we can still try. Ooh, the Owl Nebula. I absolutely love the Owl Nebula. Look at all these galaxies in this region. I need to hide some of these text. There we go. That'll do. Owl Nebula, Surfboard Nebula. M108 had a supernova a few years ago. It may have been the first one I ever really imaged. Yep, M81 and M82 was great. I was imaging that earlier this evening. So, yep, this is my first object earlier today, 33 minutes. I have both M81, M82, and the Garland Galaxy here. I forget the NGC number of that. All right, thanks, Beverly. Have a good night. Yeah, Fireworks Galaxy is a fun one. It's pretty faint. Let's see. What is it? It's Mag 9. I'll try and get it with my 91F this year. Thank you. Yeah, NGC 3077 is Garland. And then we have the Seahorse Nebula here. I did process this recently. I love Dark Nebula. Spaghetti Nebula is huge. Yeah, I've actually never imaged the Spaghetti Nebula just because it's so big. There it goes. This is my 91F. It doesn't not fit. What if I use? Oh, this is not my 90. This is the 80 millimeter. Oh yeah, this is 91F, 71F, and then I have my 8060, which could have handled it. I should have imaged it, but I wasn't great at DSO stuff when the 8060 was my main deep sky object. But I do want to get that. That'll be a 2026 target. Maybe I'll bring that telescope back out. Spaghetti Nebula is super cool. I love supernova remnants. I did shoot Flaming Star Nebula recently. I don't think I processed it. The Spider and the Fly Nebula I caught, did not process it. I need to catch this giant planetary nebula. It's called the second closest nebula. I have parts of it, but not the whole thing. Sombrero, I don't think it's up. I think M104, right? Yeah, it's not up right now. It will be later in the evening, but yeah, I love Sombrero. It's really hard to get. I've only ever imaged it once. When is it going to be up? So Sombrero, yeah, it'll be up around like 3 o'clock probably. But it's southeast, so I can't see it from my house anyway, which is sad. Oh, cool! You've got an hour on spaghetti. Yeah, that's awesome. What are you aiming for? What gear are you using, Eric? And I'll post the link to the Discord once again for people who haven't joined and would like to join the community. Spaghetti. I do like spaghetti and meatballs as well. I think I'll let this go for another minute and then I'll point it to NUC 3718 that Sundog recommended. Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that the R5 and the Tamarin, I bet is amazing. And I bet you can see the entire nebula, right? Is the R5 a full frame or is it a crop sensor camera? Yeah, that's the other thing, right? So yeah, since it is there's a lot of hydrogen alpha there. The filters on these cameras aren't sensitive enough. I think you'll get something, but I think you'll need a lot of integration time. I've done when I used to do DSLR, I had to get a lot of integration time in order to pick up hydrogen alpha. That's just from my experience, but it's worth trying. Just get as much data as you can. Yeah, full frame. Yeah, you definitely have the entire thing in your view. Super cool. I still sometimes use my Canon T5i and Samyang 135mm lens for deep sky stuff. But I usually don't try and go for emission nebulae. I have a modified Canon T2i that I used to use for emission nebulae, but I think the sensor slipped a little bit, so I don't have a flat sensor anymore. So I need to fix that at some point. But I haven't used that camera in a while. What kind of mount are you using? Oh, nice sundog. Yeah, horse head. Yeah, I bet, with the 53 millimeter, the horse head looks amazing. Horse head looks amazing with, with my 30 millimeter. So I have seen the Orb Mini Observatory. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that's the problem with this hobby. Whenever you make any time for it, the sky will give you clouds. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I was actually surprised I got some clear nights tonight. I wasn't expecting to do anything at all, so I didn't set up a regular rig. That's why I have my Seestar outside. But it's gonna be clear tomorrow for like a couple hours, so I might set up and try and do something. Where are you located, Eric? Or did you already say? Are you the one from Oregon? I'm jealous of your sky, Sundog. Portal 3 or 4. I am in Portal 8 to 9. I'm sure you get much better views. All right, so I think I have enough data on this. I don't want to spend too much time on this since I want to end this live stream in maybe 15 minutes. Bakersfield, California. Cool. Is that how dark are the skies there? There you go. That's gonna look tiny, but we can try it for 15 minutes. What do you say? Let's do it. Do you get a lot of clear skies, Sundog? I've always wanted to like visit Arizona with with an astrophotography rig for like 2 weeks. Wow, that's incredible. Portal 2 in 2 hours. I am jealous. I can go to Portal 3 in about 4 hours. Portal 4 probably like three hours, give or take. Yeah, I'm in Boston, and the light pollution here is insane. But I went to Portal 3 skies twice this past summer, which was nice. I wish I could get to Portal 3 to 4 in 45 minutes. My current goal right now is to move farther away from the city. Ideally to a Portal 3 or 4 sky, if I could. But probably won't be able to because got my son. I need to worry about school and stuff. Oh, it looks like there's clouds coming in. Look at this. Alright, so I think the clouds are probably going to force me to end the stream anyway, which I knew was happening because Mark, who's a friend who lives maybe like 25 miles north of me, told me he was getting some clouds. So the Mongolian Rim. I think if I pronounced that correctly. The sky's so dark, start to make out constellations, so many stars. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I love being in locations like that. I get that from like Portal 3, so I bet your area is probably Portal 1 or 2. That's cool. Yeah, I've never been to either of those parts of the country. I've been to California before, but like San Francisco, which is about as worse as Boston. Payson is a small mountain town, 5,000 feet. That's a good elevation, I think. You can get above some of the mugginess. Ah, cool. Yeah, I'm the opposite of you, Eric. Directly east is the Boston skyline, so I can't shoot east usually. I can do some narrowband targets that way, but otherwise it's just all light pollution. And I can't actually look west from my yard because that's where my house is. So I basically have, like, if you look on Stellarium, I basically have like this part of the sky. So a little bit east. So like this part of the sky. Unless I go somewhere else. Yeah, Bay Area, California is 8 to 9. Yeah, that's the same thing around here in Boston. Funny thing is, I used to live in New York City, so Boston feels so much darker by comparison. Yep. Yeah, it looks like I have clouds, which is not great. If I look at my individual frames, let's see, I'll be able to tell. Yeah, look at that. Some stars and then a bunch of clouds. Alrighty, so I think that's gonna force me to end the stream. So let me stop this and let's take out the wide field camera. It'll tell us more. Wait, where's landscape? Oh, scenery. Here we go. Three Atlas comes up here around 3:15. Yeah. Oh man, I need to catch that. It's poorly located from my backyard. Oh, here's the wide field camera. It is cloudy, so I can move it a little bit. Damn, that sucks. Oh well, I mean, I knew this was gonna happen. But yeah, just going back to 3i Atlas, I need to catch it. I don't know if you've all seen my video of 3i Atlas from last week. I am working on a new one talking about some of the theories that have come around about it, just to address things in a scientific way. So I'm working on that now. Yeah, clouds are a killer. Have a good night. Yeah, thanks, Eric. I hope you have a good night too. I'm probably gonna close the stream in like 3 minutes. Just gonna answer some final questions here. Let's see. Cool, Sundog. You have a nice image of Comet Lemon. You should post it on the Discord. I know you're on there, so just post it anywhere. Would love to have a look. Yeah, my neighbors have outdoor lights on too. Luckily most of them have it on like sensors, so they do shut off. So right now I'm just using the wide field camera, just bouncing around to see if I see any clear skies. Yeah, lots of clouds moving in, so I'm not gonna see anything. Oh, there's the tree. The famous tree. There's my neighbor's house. Just going down. There's it's clearish this way, but we can see the clouds are moving. It looks like they may be moving away, but it's definitely not worth it for me to keep going. What is the ID again, so I can send you pics? I'll post the invite link in the description again. Yeah, so you should be on there. I think you're already on the server. So just hop back on. But anyways, thanks to everyone for spending some of your evening with me. I appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I was able to show you a bunch of stuff, even though we can't really continue right now. I am going to launch my new merch site tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. So stay tuned. And again, reach out if anyone has any questions. Thanks, everyone. Cheers, guys.